What would you do if someone you loved vanished into thin air, leaving behind only unanswered questions? Sydney West's story is one that has left an unshakable mark on her family, friends, and everyone who has heard about her mysterious disappearance. She was a young, talented woman with a future that seemed limitless. Yet on the morning of October 1st, 2020, Sydney walked out of a hotel in San Francisco and was never seen again. The backdrop of her disappearance is as iconic as it is sinister: the Golden Gate Bridge. For many, the bridge symbolizes achievement and hope, but for others, it carries a darker history. It's a place where too many have lost their battles with despair. Sydney's story is not just about her disappearance. It's a mirror reflecting the fragility of human connections, the weight of mental health struggles, and the haunting reality that people can simply vanish, even in an age of constant surveillance. It's a story that leaves us asking, how could this happen, and could it happen again? Sydney West wasn't just a name in the headlines. She was a vibrant, multidimensional individual. Growing up in North Carolina, Sydney was surrounded by love and encouragement. Her parents, Kimberly and Jay, often described her as their sunshine. She was bright, creative, and driven, with an infectious enthusiasm that made her unforgettable to everyone she met. Sydney's passion for music, particularly the violin, stood out. From a young age, she displayed talent and discipline, honing her craft until it became an integral part of her identity. This dedication extended to her academics, ultimately earning her a coveted spot at the University of California, Berkeley. For Sydney, this was more than an academic achievement. It was the culmination of years of hard work and dreaming big. But behind the achievements and the radiant smile, there were layers of complexity. Friends recall moments of vulnerability, times when Sydney seemed overwhelmed by the pressures of life. These glimpses, though subtle, hinted at struggles she kept largely to herself. Sydney's disappearance reminds us how even the brightest lights can sometimes dim without warning. Late September of 2020 brought troubling developments. Sydney had what her family described as a mental health crisis. She was reportedly hospitalized on September 26th after what authorities believed was a suicide attempt. California law allows a temporary hold in such cases, a 72-hour psychiatric observation meant to keep individuals safe and provide them support. After those 72 hours on September 29th, Sydney was released. But rather than returning home or seeking comfort from loved ones, she chose to check into a Hilton hotel. This decision raised questions. Why a hotel? Did she feel that her struggles were too heavy to share, or was she trying to protect her family from the weight of her pain? California's 72-hour hold law is designed to protect people in immediate crisis, yet some argue it's not always enough. When someone like Sydney shows signs of distress but can't legally be held beyond that period without further cause, families are often left feeling helpless. The morning of October 1st began like any other. Sydney left her room at the Hilton Hotel early, carrying a small bag with her belongings. Witnesses later recalled seeing her walking toward the Golden Gate Bridge, a landmark she had visited before. The bridge's grandeur often draws visitors, but for Sydney, it may have held a deeper meaning. It was the last place she was confirmed to be. Witness accounts place her near the bridge's pedestrian walkway, but after that, the trail goes cold. Did Sydney cross to the other side? Did she encounter someone who changed her course? Or did she find herself drawn to the dark allure of the waters below? Adding to the mystery is the lack of surveillance footage. Despite being one of the most monitored landmarks in the world, the Golden Gate Bridge yielded no clear evidence of what happened to Sydney. This void has left investigators, her family, and the public grasping for answers, piecing together fragments of a puzzle that refuses to reveal its image. The Golden Gate Bridge stands as a marvel of human engineering, an iconic testament to ambition and perseverance. Yet beneath its beauty lies a more somber reality. It has long been a hotspot for suicides, earning a reputation that officials have worked tirelessly to change. In recent years, the construction of a stainless steel safety net has been underway, designed to deter suicide attempts and provide a second chance for those in crisis. However, experts argue that such measures, while crucial, are only part of the solution. Mental health interventions, community support, and open conversations are equally essential in addressing the underlying issues that lead people to such desperate decisions. Sydney's connection to the bridge is a tragic reminder of this duality. For some, it's a symbol of hope. For others, a place of despair. Her disappearance challenges us to think critically about how we as a society support those teetering on the edge. As the investigation into Sydney's disappearance unfolded, unexpected discoveries added complexity to her story. Among her belongings was a prepaid phone, an unusual find given Sydney's close relationship with her family. Such devices are often used to maintain privacy or evade monitoring, raising questions about why Sydney would feel the need to conceal parts of her life. Further digging revealed reports of secret social media accounts that suggested private communications with individuals outside her usual circle. These revelations painted a picture of a young woman navigating unknown pressures her family insists she never revealed. Kimberly and Jay West have firmly denied that Sydney led a double life. They describe her as open and honest, a young woman who wore her heart on her sleeve. Yet these findings underscore a harsh reality. Mental health struggles are often hidden, even from those we trust the most. In the absence of concrete evidence, theories about Sydney's fate abound. The most straightforward explanation is that Sydney took her own life at the Golden Gate Bridge. Her recent mental health struggles lend weight to this theory, but without physical evidence or witnesses, it remains speculative. Others suggest she may have been the victim of foul play. Could someone she encountered that morning have harmed her? The lack of surveillance footage and eyewitness accounts leaves this possibility open. A third theory is that Sydney chose to start over, leaving her old life behind. While compelling, this idea raises logistical questions. How could she vanish so completely without leaving a trail? Each theory carries its own set of uncertainties, compounding the anguish of those searching for answers. Sydney's parents have refused to let her memory fade into obscurity. Through social media campaigns, press interviews, and a $25,000 reward, they've worked tirelessly to keep Sydney's story in the public eye. For Kimberly and Jay, this is more than a search for closure. It's a fight for truth and justice. Their relentless efforts serve as a testament to the depth of their love and the enduring hope that someone, somewhere, knows something that could bring their daughter home. Sydney's story is a sobering reminder of how deeply mental health struggles can be hidden. Stigmas surrounding mental illness often silence those in need, leaving them to battle their demons alone. Public landmarks like the Golden Gate Bridge highlight the importance of suicide prevention measures. But the real solution lies in fostering a culture of empathy and understanding. Early interventions, accessible resources, and open conversations can save lives. Sydney's story isn't just a tragedy, it's a call to action. By sharing her story, we can break the silence and ensure that no one feels they have to face their struggles alone. Sydney West's disappearance remains a haunting mystery, leaving her family, friends, and the world grasping for answers. Her story lingers in the air, heavy with uncertainty. How could someone so vibrant, so full of potential, simply vanish without a trace? What do you think happened to Sydney? Was her fate sealed by her inner struggles, or could there have been external forces at play? Could this tragedy have been prevented with the right support, or are there pieces of the puzzle we've yet to uncover? As we reflect on her story, let it serve as a call to action, a reminder of the importance of mental health awareness, compassion, and vigilance. Each of us has the power to make a difference, whether by being a supportive friend, advocating for better mental health resources, or simply listening when someone needs to talk. If you have any information about Sydney's case, even the smallest detail could bring much-needed clarity. Please, don't hesitate to share it with the authorities. Here at G Investigates, we're committed to uncovering the truth, telling untold stories, and shining a light on the mysteries that shape our world. If you found Sydney's story compelling, consider subscribing to our channel to stay informed and help spread awareness. Together, we can make a difference, one story at a time.